The UN demands President Trump stop separating families that illegally cross the border. But here's a radical idea. How about we demand these families stop crossing the border illegally? Then they won't be separated. It's pretty simple. It's time for final thoughts. You should know that the UN group that slammed the U.S. border policy includes some of the world's most repressive countries and regimes. So for starters, maybe they should focus on their own horrid human rights records. But nonetheless, a spokeswoman for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights told reporters this week, quote, "The U.S. should immediately halt this practice of separating families and stop criminalizing what should be at most an administrative offense." She went on to say the practice, quote, "amounts to an arbitrary and unlawful interference in family life." Excuse me? Let me get this straight. The U.S. should stop protecting our borders because it's a hindrance to the illegal immigrants' family life? What about American families? Families that rely on safe and secure borders. Don't we matter? No one likes the idea of separating children from their families, and the best way to make sure this doesn't happen is to keep people, of all ages, from crossing the border illegally. Hello? Why is this such a hard concept to understand? But it's not just the UN. The ACLU has also filed a lawsuit on the family separations. But the Trump administration has made it clear we have a zero-tolerance policy for illegal border crossings. That's not mean, that's not inhumane, that's border enforcement. You'd think the Democrats would understand that. They rarely meet regulations they don't like. Why are border and immigration regulations any different? Imagine if they spent half as much time focusing on border security as they do gun safety. Perhaps we wouldn't be in this predicament. But take the case of the pizza delivery man from New York who was detained last week at a military base and now faces deportation. Many of us feel tremendous compassion for the man, Pablo Villavicencio, but he defied a voluntary departure order in 2010 and was therefore considered an ICE fugitive. No one wants to see him taken away from his family and deported, but how are we to handle this crisis if we keep bending the rules? As much as I feel for that family, I also feel for the thousands of immigrant families who spend time and money to do it the right way. We all agree we need immigration reform, but instead of aiding, abetting, and applauding illegal immigrants, how about we send the message loud and clear? Our border will be enforced. Don't journey through Mexico with your children. Don't put yourselves at risk, and don't blame the United States or President Trump when you get here and are detained or prosecuted. Every nation has the right to enforce its borders. Why do some believe the U.S. should be any different? Yes, we're a nation of immigrants, but we're also one with laws. Get with the program or face the consequences. Those are my final thoughts. Feel free to disagree. From LA, God bless, and take care.